Well, turning now, tonight we have a rare perspective on one of the worst traumas for a parent and child. We're talking with the mother of a child who was sexually abused repeatedly before she even reached the age of 4. Her attacker, Jonathan Wilson, will be in prison for the rest of his life. But the child's mother wants to share her pain and her hope with investigative reporter Chris Horn so that others could benefit.
Jonathan Wilson sexually abused the little girl in his Greenbrier apartment. Then Wilson put the images on the dark web. He got 36 years for the porn and 52 more for the sexual assaults. But the victim's mother says her child will spend her lifetime trying to recover. Cases of child sexual abuse and the pornographic material depicting them are shocking enough, but the case of Jonathan Wilson is among the worst. The case stretches from Chesapeake all the way to Belgium. A sex worker in Belgium saw images Wilson had posted on the dark web and was so disturbed she notified Interpol, and that led to Wilson's arrest at his home on Eden Way North in Greenbrier. Repeated sexual abuse of a child from the time she was less than 2 until age 4, and using those disgusting acts to create more than 1,000 images and videos. In her impact statement, the victim's mother wrote about the damage done to her daughter and herself. Her mother says hearing her daughter trying to describe it was the most painful experience of both of their lives. Mom says it was important to hide her own anger.
Any expressions on my face it might prevent her from continuing talking. It was extremely difficult for me to sit there and say, okay, what else happened to you? Tell me more. I had to control my own emotions as an adult because I understood what was going on.
The mother says Wilson was manipulative to the point that the child feared what would happen if she spoke up.
It was little by little he was normalizing it for the child. And then if I do say something, I'm never going to see my mommy again.
She had to reassure her daughter, who was truly at fault.
No, it's not your fault. It's his fault, because the perpetrator was making her feel it was her fault.
The mother quickly educated herself about what happens to the victims of child sexual abuse. She says they're 3 to 4 times more likely to have depression, anxiety, and attempt suicide.
It's drugs. Relationships, like a lot of them have issues with relationships. They harm themselves sometimes as they become victimized again. So there are a huge list of issues.
Coming up tomorrow in part 2, the mother's advice for parents about how and when to talk to their kids about sexual abuse, and whether there were any signs she might have missed about what was going on with her daughter. Chris Horn, 10 on your side.